So once upon a time, aka about 2 months ago, we decided to give our front deck a quick and little glow up, like a fun weekend project. Something simple, fast, maybe even fun, do it ourselves. Spoiler alert, it was none of those things, but it was definitely worth it. The plan was to freshen it up, give it some new paint, a little bit of some repair, some plants, and a cozy new sitting spot, move our gazebo to the front so that we had a screened in area. It sounds easy, right? Hypothetically. We set aside a few weekends and got some supplies, even tried to get the kids involved. And by that, I mean, they just kind of got in the way. We had to take turns taking care of them while the other one did a task. But in the 5 years since moving into this house, this deck has taken such a beating, and it is such a great space to be utilized as an extended living space off our house. So we knew we wanted to get this done at the top of the summer season, knowing that we would get so much use out of it for the rest of the year. A bit of a fun fact about this is that I went out and bought some of the supplies myself, and when I did so, I bought a little circle sander thinking that was going to be enough to do the whole deck, but Ryan was like, no, we're going to need to rent this big thing that you just saw me using, and then we used our friend's power washer. And along with doing the deck, we also have been sprucing up our gardens, so I decided to include in this vlog the garden that is attached to the front of our deck, because that got a good makeover too. It started with needing to pull out all of the mint that we planted last year because as gardening newbies, we did not know when you plant mint, it takes over everything. It has lateral roots, so it just goes everywhere and starts to choke out the rest of your garden. So this is what our deck garden looked like at the start of the season. Things were just starting to come back up, and I tried to move as much mint as possible and put it into these buckets. We gave some to friends and family, and then we also used the mint all around our yard by the fire pits on the deck because it's actually a really great bug deterrent and great for making mocktails or mojitos. Theoretically, in hindsight, we actually got off to a good start because all of the clips you've seen so far were from the same weekend, and we actually got our first coat of paint on that weekend as well. But then life got really busy. Mother's Day came, weekends kind of booked up, and after that first coat, we had to leave it for a little while before we were able to do a second coat. Based on the weather, you also just can't let it get wet. So we had to make sure that we had a couple sunny days in a row before we finally finished up the second coat. And in the meantime, like I said, we've been doing a lot of work on the yard and on the garden. So we did things in the greenhouse, we were doing things in our other gardens, in the garden beds, planting our vegetables, and things like that. Stumble and trip, yeah, I made a mess, but we feel every day's like this. Every step we take, we're turning the pitch. With you, I'm out of my cage, feeling all the rage. We used to talk, but now they stay quiet. Cause with you, I don't need to start a One of my favorite things is just being outside, especially now with 2 little kids. I feel like it's such a great way for everybody to just reset and also spend time together while also not feeling so cooped up. A lot of people always wonder what this is. It's a tree hammock, and it's such a fun place to go sit or hide from the kids. Like I said, we had intended to get this done in one weekend, and in light of transparency, this is now May 22nd. So almost 20 days later, 3 weeks later, we got back to doing the next coat of paint on the deck. A nice relaxing shot of the greenhouse, so I felt like I should include it. But on this day, we decided to finally dust off the deck, and because it had been a few weeks, it did get pretty muddy as well, so I mopped the deck before Ryan did the second coat of paint. That is the only trade-off with doing white paint, is that it does get muddy and messy easily, especially when there's still so much of our yard that is kind of an open canvas and not done yet. However, when we thought about maybe doing a black deck, we were like, wait, that would just get way too hot on your feet. So the great thing about a white deck is that it stays nice and cold, but the bad thing is that it definitely is hard to keep clean. As we've been cleaning out our garage and working on projects around the house too, I keep on finding things that I'm able to use and utilize more that we had to put away when we first conjoined all of our things. So decided to move this mirror into my office and just give it a little bit of a re-spruce on the same day once the kids were napping. And then once everybody was awake, we all headed back outside, blasted some music, walked around the yard, did some fun things, got some gardening done, and like I said, got that next coat of paint in.
Don't speak, there's no need for you talking.
The really great thing is that we did not spend a lot of money on this makeover. This dining set, this bar stool set, was actually given to us by Ryan's parents, and we decided to take it apart, or at least take the glass table part, and spray paint it black and then reuse it for our deck. So again, that was meant to be done in one day, as you see me starting here, but then we ran out of spray paint, and then the weather again did not cooperate, so this also got done over a few weekends. I'm really excited to have all of this footage so that we can show the kids one day what it looked like before and how fun it was building our yard and our home all together, and all of the plants that we planted when they were babies and seeing them grow up as the kids grow up. Like, it's nice to just always be outside, you know, feet in the grass, hands in the garden. It's exactly what I pictured when I thought about moving out to a place like this. So then the following week, it was finally time to start putting some of the furniture back up on the deck. This was May 28th weekend, so finally time to, at least where I live in Canada and Ontario, you could finally plant things because it was safe to say that the last frost was gone. So we moved our barbecue back up and some of our seating stuff back up, but we have a giant black gazebo that has been chilling in our backyard for a very long time, and we needed extra hands to get that moved to the deck before we could move all the rest of our furniture. So we kind of just enjoyed the deck like this for another week or two. I didn't actually vlog when the guys put all of the gazebo stuff back up on the deck, but that did happen. And then we finally moved the egg chair. We got this really cute climber set. It was on sale at Canadian Tire like over Mother's Day weekend, and Ryan built that with the kids. So they have a spot on the deck to play that's easy to keep an eye on them. And again, slowly but surely, just started to pull out all of the decor and really start to spruce it up. This is when things started to really come together. Ryan was using zip ties to put lights all around the gazebo to light it up for the daytime and the nighttime. And this has been where we've enjoyed almost all of our dinners. I sit outside and do my morning pages in here. I've been doing yoga in the gazebo. We have tons of bugs where we live. So if it's a wet day, a humid day, or the minute it hits like 6 p.m., there's mosquitoes just everywhere. So this has become the chill spot for all of us this summer, and it's so nice. I always see all of these really cool DIY projects. Like I saw a girl do something similar to this and she spray painted her whole set yellow, which we thought about doing, but we already had the black spray paint, so we decided to just go with black. And it always seems so nice and fun and like it gets done so quickly. But now we are in June when this is finally getting finished. And I would be lying if I said I was the one that actually ended up finishing it. Finally, Ryan wiped it down. There was quite a bit of pollen out. And I kept the kids busy while he did the last and final coats of spray paint. And then we could finally put it back together. This third section of the deck is more of the like nighttime, evening, or barbecuing station. So this is where our proper dining is. And also it's become kind of like my outdoor work desk now too. This was only finished, like I'm talking days ago now. So in total, it took almost 2 months to do this deck makeover. But in the meantime, we've been doing lots of gardening and other stuff too. And our washer broke and a couple other things happened. But here is the final tour. This is the look from inside the house, and then once you open the sliding door, we have a place to wipe off your shoes and kick off your shoes on the inside. We put one of those mint things right by the front door, again to deter any bugs, and a little drop-off table because when you're going in and out from the sliding door, you need somewhere to put stuff down to clear your hands. So right here is where you step up on the deck from the driveway, and this egg chair has kind of become like my breastfeeding or my outdoor breastfeeding chair. And then of course the little slide and rock climbing wall for the kids. This was one of the best purchases I think we've made so far this year. So aside from the materials for painting the deck, this was the only other thing that we actually purchased, and the kids love it. So it was totally worth it.
And I realized all is within.
The nice thing is this deck gets shade in the evening and the afternoon, so this tends to be where they hang out during that time. But if it is the morning time and it's sunny, we normally go into the screened-in gazebo because it created a shaded spot on our deck that is normally full sun. So when you first go into the gazebo, we have this really nice, I think it used to be a wine rack, but again, Ryan's parents gave it to us, or Ryan's dad gave it to us. And we use that to store some of our plants, the kids' toys, things to go under the chairs that help them from sinking through. And we hung up these solar lights as well as the string lights. I put down the old outdoor rug so that there's a place to get on the floor with the kids and play. We put a plant. Ryan hung up our old TV and some hanging plants, and that was pretty much it. We called it a day for inside the gazebo. But this is kind of like our secondary living room now, and it is my favorite place to be.
You're the flare, you're the song inside my head, and I will taste every note, feel so.
And of course, all of the pets love it too. And then, like I said, this third section is kind of like our barbecue dinner area. So also during the day or when the kids are watched for or when they're napping, this is also where I've been working, but it's where our bar table and stools are. We have a little barbecue section, and then Ryan also redid all of the gardens, or weeded out all of the gardens on the side of this too. So this only got put together days ago. It's been getting so much love and so much use. I've been putting out flowers everywhere, all over the deck, just because it finally feels like a place that's finished. It's very rare for my home to feel like there are sections that are finished. This is the little rock path that Ryan reweeded and reset up, and he cleaned up all of the plants. So again, I'm going to show you some befores. This rock garden that you're seeing off to the side here, this is what it looked like just weeks ago. It was full of just so many weeds everywhere, and I thought for sure that it was going to go another year like this before we'd be able to get to this one, but Ryan actually tackled it in about 2 weekends. So this is what it looks like now, and quite a bare canvas. The front garden though, attached to our deck, this one has always been nice. It's the first garden that we really took on like together when Ryan had first moved in. And so this one is coming out beautifully now that we have plants that have been in there for a year or two. I have tons of vlogs coming where I actually share a bit more about our plants and our gardening. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But that is the full story of how we renovated, or, gave our deck a little bit of a glow up this year. Let me know what you've been up to this summer in the comment section down below, and I will see all of you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.